fight, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? Open your big wet mind and accept the adventure. Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Hey everybody, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandango the Fantastical, Bard of all trades and master of one. And you get to figure out which one. I write a whole bunch of stuff, including Quincy Harker, Bubba the Monster Hunter, and the Black Knight Chronicles, but my newest release, co-written with our guest GM, E.M. Kaplan, is finally, you can shut up about it, Mark, The True Confessions of Fandango the Fantastical, featuring Fandango's letters to ye olde Forum of the House of Pence. So that is available right now, so go get that shit.
Hi, I'm Joseph Barassi. I played Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian. I was an author on the Mongoliad books. My novels Skyfarer and Dragon Road are available from Angry Robot Books. Find them on Amazon and in bookstores and anywhere you get your books. And I am the true star of Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Rick Gualtieri, and I play the Arrow of the Gods, who is most certainly not Silas Kane under a shitty mask. In real life, I write several things, including the Bill of the Dead series. But as you're listening to this right now, the newest Shingles book for the month should be coming out. So show up to your highbrow book club, with your snooty friends and their nonfiction with a copy of Jizz World.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures comedy fantasy book series, along with the shingles that came out earlier this month, Stranger's Thing. Go get that, and somebody please review it.
Hi there, I'm Steve Weatherall, and I play Brandon Firemaster, sexually attractive monk and expert backwards attacker. In real life, I write a comedy fantasy series, The Doomsayer Journeys, the complete collection of which is now available on Amazon and Audio. Please do go and check that out.
Hey, Junior Adventurers, this is Drew Hayes, captain of an ever-sinking ship that is Authors and Dragons. In real life, I write books such as Superpowered, NPCs, Fred the Vampire Accountant, and coming out on audiobook, actually released as of you hearing this, Underqualified Advice and Other Amusing Diversions. Available from now on all your audio platforms, narrated by Kirby Hayborn of the Fred the Vampire Accountant series. So show up at your literary book club with a very high snooty brow non-fiction-ish book, and show that other motherfucker who brought fiction what's what.
Yeah.
Rick and I are trying to start some proxy fights in book clubs.
Highbrow is exactly what I think of when I think of you showing up at a book club, Drew.
I mean, with a loose definition of high.
There we go, see? And you're like 9 feet tall, so...
Yeah.
Your brows are...
It's not just highbrow, it's the highest brow.
No, there's no writing group where I'm the highest one. That's a bar, man. That's a fucking bar.
But you're willing to try.
Well, when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had heroically raced away from a bunch of monsters onto their ship, which was on fire, abandoning one of their comrades who, in their defense, they did think was dead. And barring a very good evasion-based skill check, would have been super dead.
Yeah, he did surprisingly well out of it. Not being dead.
He is a rogue. That they are built for specifically that.
Master escape artist.
Yeah, that evasion ability ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, neither's an exploding building.
Lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was half damage. Pretty much would have obliterated him.
Well, there's still a very good chance he could die this game.
I mean, or just be abandoned.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's
not
already
sure
happened.
what we're going to do on that one, but I guess we'll find out. So let's start with Klaus Richter. We're running down a mountain when last we left you.
I was actually kind of moseying, which is part of the problem. There are monsters around. And yeah, as far as I know, I think I'm gonna go get my own private boat. I think everybody else is dead.
Why do you assume we're dead? We weren't trapped in a burning building about to explode.
I get out of the building, and there's a bunch of monsters, and my comrades are nowhere to be seen. So I assume they've been eaten.
You're right.
As opposed to the sensible thing, you assume they just didn't give a shit and left.
There's no way they left without me. They must be dead. Oh, Klaus. Oh, sweet Klaus.
You sweet summer child.
Without the talents of Klaus Richter, they perished instantly.
Who else would pull an axe from a stone?
Obviously, nobody with, strength.
Yeah, we didn't jerk off on the sacred temple.
Exactly.
We don't have those powers.
We won't last 5 minutes out there.
Yeah, that is true. No one else jerked off on the stone. That's horrifying but accurate.
Brandon did fuck a tree and sink an island, but
That was non-penetrative.
hump a tree then.
Nobody else shat in the magic bowl.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe we are doomed.
Well, you guys have just really been accruing quote-unquote blessings left and right.
I've got so many powers.
Hope one of them is swimming really fucking fast, bro.
You have survived a shocking amount, but we'll see how well that holds. All right, it is a new round, so we're gonna do new initiatives.
All right. Silas rolls or the Arrow of the Gods rolls an 11.
Fandingo rolls a 7.
Bjorg rolls a 16.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 20.
Klaus is coming right up.
Moseying along.
Mosey. Klaus rolls a 20.
All right. So Klaus, we will start with you. That makes it nice and easy. When we left off, you were still heading down a mountain stealthily, sneaking along. That's right. Are you going to continue this tactic?
Yeah, I'll keep going slow just in case the others need to catch up with me and if they're hiding or something.
What concern for your fellow adventurers would that they would show you the same in a similar situation?
I would also, as I'm moseying, I would like to drink one of my healing potions.
Yeah, that you can definitely pull off as you're going, because you're not even in combat. Swig it down, buddy.
Regular healing potions, 1d8 plus 1.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. Ooh, full. Or max.
Sweet.
8 hit points.
Oh, 9.
Oh, yeah. Plus 1.
Nice.
Every hit point counts.
I just tripled mine.
I have to say, at least some of your skin has grown back.
All right, that's me.
Okay. Brandon Thighmaster, you have successfully freed the boat from the chains, and there were dark, shadows, was all you could make out, in the water. That's where you are at this point.
Well, I have no reason to believe that's anything good. These probably aren't good dark shadows. I'm going to do 2 things, if I can. See, I know Bjorg has a healing potion. And I don't know how many spell slots Fandingo has left because he spent them all trying to set us on fire. I'm going to use Vigorous Sports Massage, my monastic tradition that allows me to regain hit points at twice my monk level plus a charisma roll. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to relay a warning to my fellows. I can't remember who saw these shapes in the water or not. Heads up, brothers. There may be something other than Fandingo that wants to kill us.
I haven't even set Bjorg on fire in, an hour. Leave me the fuck alone.
I would rather not burn this time, if I may be so blunt.
You're as blunt as anyone I've ever met, Bjorg, so yes.
I got a 19 charisma roll as well, so that's a lot of hit points back. Fortunate. Because I was not looking good.
All right. Is that going to wrap you up, Brandon?
Yep.
All right. So Brandon sees some shapes in the water and immediately begins to touch himself.
Yeah. We all have our coping mechanisms.
Yeah, yours worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Bjorg.
All right, let me just check hit points. Yeah, Bjorg is going to take a health potion. That's a 9, so it's 9 hit points back.
Damn.
We are rocking these potions.
Wow, you guys are just, really getting the hit points back.
It really is just as well, because we were very nearly dead.
Yeah, this is a tough one. You guys have gotten very used to being at full hit points every time you rest, so that midnight surprise.
Bjorg's going to pound back that potion and look at the invisible fourth wall and say, "Gentronome freshness."
Bjorg, you feel the warmth of capitalism spreading through you as it builds.
Kind of like a rich person peeing on your head.
You suddenly feel better than everyone else on this boat, and you can't quite articulate why.
So suddenly you want to call security on yourself.
Let's be honest here. Even if everybody turned posh, immediately they're calling security on Silas.
Yeah, but Silas isn't here.
I know. But what will the arrow of the gods do?
Well, having gotten the cowardly junior adventurers to safety, Arrow of the Gods will climb off back onto the dock to look for other survivors to help.
Dock's a little bit burned away. You can make a jump. Actually, wait, jump is just a standing thing. Yeah, give me a jump and then just an acrobatics to land it, because the dock is going to be a little flamed up and shaky.
The boat's not actively going anywhere yet, right?
None of you have ordered it to move yet, and you are the controllers of it.
Okay.
Arrow of the Gods rolls an 8.
Okay, you make the jump, but you hit kind of a charred section and stumble, and you hit the ground. You're prone, but you can get up on your next turn for half your...
All right.
Do we see the Arrow of the Gods leap dramatically into the flames?
Perception checks. If you beat 10, you see it. If you beat 15, then you see him bust ass.
Yeah, then Fendingo with a 7. Then everybody. Fendingo rolls a 17.
Bjorg rolls a 19.
I think a demon tripped me.
Brandon got a 15, so he still thinks it's really cool.
He's right on the edge. Did he mean to headbutt the plank with his face to show it what a man he is?
That's what Brandon would have done.
Fuck you, fuck you, junior peer.
He's unstoppable.
Take these teeth. And now who's tough? Oh, God.
It's a solid intimidation tactic.
It would be intimidating. Watching someone bash their own teeth out on my fist would absolutely give me pause.
Or just like, as I'm approaching them to fight, they bash their own teeth in on a pier.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you want a piece of this?
Well, the pieces are just fucking laying all over the pier, so no, I'm good.
Oh, wow. All right. That'll be that'll be Arrow of the Gods. Fandingo.
Hey Bjorg, how are you still hurt, or do you need healing, or are you?
I could definitely use a little more.
Okay. Then Fandingo will go over to Bjorg and cast Cure Wounds as a second level spell. And yeah, Bjorg gets back 12 hit points.
Max rolled shit again. What the fuck? All right, and with that, we circle back to Klaus.
Still walking. I'm going to suck down another healing potion.
Chug.
All right, it's 8 points this time. Not bad.
With that bar gone, I'm drinking something, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Klaus didn't get to slake his thirst.
I got plenty though. I mean, I don't think I dropped that, did I?
Well, you got like a glass of something, and it definitely evaporated. It must have.
Yeah, you're walking out, you're holding the shattered stem.
You raise the glass of boiling beer to your lips.
Take 2 damage.
I love that, because he did pass it, just this image of Klaus, diving nimbly through the flames, around the burns. It's just this absolute glory, and then he lands and he holds up the bottle. It's just seared off below the neck. God damn it! Oh, okay. Before Brandon's turn...
Oh, fuck.
Perceptions, actually. Everybody who's not Klaus.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 21. I'm rolling well today, thus far.
Fandingo rolls a 20.
Arrow of the Gods rolls a 7. I'm doing the opposite of how Brandon is rolling today.
Bjorg rolls a natural 20.
Wow.
Deceptive as fuck.
It perfectly reflects like the three who are on the ship and the one who is face first on a pier.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody is going to notice a couple of these things. We'll start with the waters are starting to churn kind of really badly around you guys. Like shit's going crazy. There's, boiling stuff pouring into the ocean from different areas, demons, etc. Understandably, this is kind of fucking with the tides. So you see the beginnings of a whirlpool starting to form off the... what port was right, starboard was left?
No, you're backwards.
Oh.
Boat right.
Then
Boat right and boat left. It's a fantasy world, Drew. We can do what we want.
You're right. Why am I bothering with this? Steve was 100% right. You see it off of boat left. Starting to form. It's just starting, but, I'm using the word starting for a reason. Let's see. The next thing you're all going to notice. Big-ass tentacle kind of slaps up to the side of the boat.
No.
Woggling about.
Who's the dumbass for abandoning ship now?
And then, Bjorg.
Yeah.
Only you're going to notice this. There's a shadow. It's very faint and far down. But you can see, like, a shadow of something that looks like it's red.
Okay, behind, like, where? Behind the tentacles, or?
It's over, boat left in the middle.
Okay.
I will point a little, cursor to it for anybody who's watching on the YouTube. youtube.com/AuthorsandDragons.
Smash that subscribe button.
All right. Is the tentacle, like, pulling on the ship? Does it look like it could...
I mean, it's kind of it just landed. It's sort of more slapping, getting a grip at this point.
Oh, damn.
But Brandon Thighmaster, it is your turn.
Well, I suspect a significant portion of our audience already started masturbating when you said tentacle. So, I am, of course, going to make ready to wrestle said tentacle, because this podcast, we give the people what they want. So I'm going to maneuver myself to boat center. We got about 2 key points left, so I'm not going to take the dodge action. I'm just going to make ready and say to the others, look, I assume the Arrow of the Gods had a really cool reason for jumping off the boat, headbutting that deck, and delaying our escape when a huge monster wants to eat us. So let's see how this plays out.
Welcome to Authors and Hente.
So we best hold off this beastie until he gets back from whatever, entirely relevant course of action he's taking.
Authors and jacket.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
There's a t-shirt.
I mean, if we were being true to form, Authors and Scatton would probably be the most. Looking at you, Klaus.
Also jacket.
You're not wrong.
Yep.
Brandon Thighmaster, is that the entirety of your turn?
Yeah, I'm not diving into the water. That's just asking for trouble. No, make ready.
Bjorn Bjornsson.
All right. Bjorg is going to move... Bjorg's already more or less central. He's going to draw his sword, look at Fendigo, and just call it to the others. There's a shadow rising off the left side of the boat. Something in the water. Very big.
And there's a giant green cock laying on the fucking bow. Will you chop that off so we can get out of here?
All right. Bjorg will approach the tentacle.
All right. Guy, I'm guessing attack?
Attack.
Will you be raging first?
Yes, Bjorg will be raging.
And is this attack reckless?
This attack is reckless.
All right. Roll it up with advantage, good sir.
All right. And that is a 18.
18 will hit.
All right. 13 damage. And, that's right. There's 2. I get 2 attacks.
I was about to say, I think you should get more than one.
Yep, I get 2. I've been playing in another game where I'm 3rd level, and it fucked with my head. And
Another game, you whore.
Second one's a 12.
12 hits.
12 hits. All right. So that's a 15.
I mean, they're just tentacles. They're not. Super
So
strong.
that is 28 damage total.
Yeah, you cleave in 2 big old slices off this thing, and it doesn't exactly squeal. It's a tentacle, but it definitely undulates in a way that makes you think it's not happy.
Okay.
I will go ahead and take this point to let you guys know. Starting the ship moving will be an action for one of you. Whenever you want to give the magical order to get your crew a move-in, it will eat an action. So be aware of that as you're going along. Arrow of the Gods.
Arrow of the Gods will climb to his feet and confidently spit out a tooth. And then, since I had it out, I will take the trident of fish, bang it against the dock, and cry out, "Fish of the gods, protect them!" which should save the day.
It's definitely worth a shot, I'm sure.
I mean, we've done stupider things than that.
Oh, you've done such stupider things than that.
And they worked.
None of them come immediately to mind, no. This is pretty stupid.
I'm just glad I can be as helpful.
So say we all.
I mean, there's no way that actually works. I mean, that was just
Uh-oh.
Well, let's see. All right. So, how this works, your wording is good enough that it makes sense. There we go. Wisdom save. All right. So, Arrow of the Gods. For future reference, when you make this, I'm going to ask you about the DC. You still don't know exactly how it works, so I'm not giving you all that, but it's a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Okay.
So make note of that, because I will probably need it in the future. Let's see how this goes. Well, Arrow of the Gods has swung his trident around. That will be that. Fandango.
All right, first I'm going to yell back at Arrow of the Gods, would you please get your masked ass back on this boat so we can leave?
sensible.
Then I'm going to throw a firebolt at the tentacle.
Okie dokie. Firebolt away.
Fandango rolls a 24.
Yes, that will hit its AC.
Okay.
Oh, wait, if the tentacle rolled a 4, doesn't that mean technically the tentacle is on our side now?
Not for long.
Again, these are things that you might know, but Fandango certainly doesn't.
Well, if it's on our side, then I should set it on fire, right?
I mean, that is how you generally treat your allies.
So it takes 7 points of fire damage.
Alrighty.
Welcome to the good guys, motherfucker.
Oh, and Klaus.
All right. Klaus will keep moving toward the boat and suck down one more potion of healing. That exploding building hurt.
Klaus stealths along, chugging a lugging.
Ooh, not so hot this time. 4 points back.
It's funny, the explosion did nothing to you. It was just the burning and the falling debris fucked you up.
Okay.
All right, that is Klaus before Brandon Thighmaster. A few things are happening. For example, no more tentacle. Another thing that you might notice is the whirlpool is starting to get bigger.
Of course.
Right. Okay.
A little bit bigger on the shadow, too.
Okay.
All right, Brandon Thighmaster. Oh, no, wait, sorry. It's the tentacle's turn. I gotta put them on the tracker now.
The friendly tentacle's turn.
Well, it's a tentacle's turn.
We'll see how friendly manifests.
Maybe it wants to hug us all.
All right.
That's usually what they want to do.
Poor sweet kawaii Fandango.
It wants Fandango to be its fishwife.
What's their reach? Oh, my God. Wow, their reach is massive. All right.
It's a fucking tentacle. Of course it is.
All it's got is reach.
So, Bjorg, you watch a little bit thunderstruck as the tentacle that you guys have been fighting rears back and strikes at the tentacle that just rose.
Okay.
Hitting and dealing 9 damage to it.
This is
What?
hot.
However, the other tentacle attacks you.
The one that just came out of the water?
Yeah, the newly risen one.
Right.
With a 20.
Oof. Yep, that'll hit.
Oh, God, and 19 damage.
All right.
I'm really glad you raged.
Yeah, let's see here. So that's
9.
9. Yeah.
9, and I need an escape DC.
Oh, hells. Okay.
I'll let you do athletics or acrobatics, your call.
I believe I have advantage on athletics from Totem of the Bear.
I believe that's only for pushing, pulling,
Oh.
nothing escape
Okay.
based.
All right.
All right, so, but you're grappled, but that's not as bad in this one. So that just means your speed is 0, so you just can't run away.
All right.
You can still attack and everything is normal.
Okay, gotcha.
Which you probably weren't going to be running away as the barbarian anyway.
No.
Brandon Thighmaster, you've just watched hot tentacle versus tentacle action. What are you going to do about it?
Get involved. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to rush over and attack the tentacle that is attacking Bjorg. See if I can make it drop that barbarian.
Alrighty. Unleash hell, you oiled up monk fighting slapping appendages.
I really should have applied more oil before doing this, seeing as there's grappling involved. But too late for that now. Violence must be done. 2 unarmed strikes. Boom, boom. 20 and 13.
Both hit.
And that is 4.
Man, I feel bad, Klaus. Finally, they have low enough ACs that the power attack would be cutting like a motherfucker.
I'd just be rolling 2s anyway.
That's for 18 damage.
All right, 18 damage. Very respectable. You dealt a walloping.
Good. Yeah, I feel like I've achieved something.
What will Bjorg do?
All right, can I attack the tentacle that's got me?
You cannot. The tentacle that has you is all the way over here.
Okay.
And you are grappled, meaning that your speed has become 0.
All right, how the fuck do I get out of that grapple? Do I just...
You can do another athletics check to try and break free.
All right, let's do that. That is a 17 athletics check.
That will break free.
Get off me, you slimy thing.
Don't talk to Brandon like that. He's trying to help you.
He's not grabbing me.
Not yet.
Give him time.
Oh, but then vow of celibacy, he's not.
Yeah. What must you people think of me?
You also have movement now if you would like to use it.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get up next to Brandon, that tentacle.
Alrighty.
Because he's got to move towards enemy and move towards a threat to keep his range.
Silas Kane.
Arrow of the Gods, correction.
Sorry, Arrow of the Gods.
All right, seeing that I did so much help for the last one, are there any survivors that look like they need saving?
I mean, around you, not really. Again, mostly chaos. By the time people are reaching the boats that are mostly, again, on fire, there are, they've been cut to pieces or have fought their way through. But the way that the docks are set up, you're just not happen to be near anybody else right now.
Okay, is there anything in sight that needs killing?
I mean, the sky is thick with demons, but that's just kind of a status quo at the moment.
Can I see the tentacles that are attacking Bjorg?
Oh, easily, yes. This is all very close to you.
All right, then I will take 2 shots at those.
Are you power attacking?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my whatever the fuck that's called.
What, lose 5, gain 10?
Exactly.
Oh, God. Oh, this will be interesting.
All right.
Arrow of the Gods is a lot more hitty.
All right, first one is 25.
Are you attacking the one that Bjorg and Brandon are on?
Yes.
Okay. You hit.
All right.
You might want to roll damage. Just
25 damage.
Is that with your extra 10?
That's with the 10.
Oh, okay. All right. It is still kicking.
Second attack. Ooh, nat 1.
Oh!
All right. Roll a d20.
Sorry, junior adventurers. Nope, 18.
All right. You fire off. That first power attack feels really good as it slams in. You're like, hell yeah! Harder! You just pull back even further, and it just fucking whiffs into the night. Like, hits a sail, spins out. You fucking obliterate that arrow.
Take that, Sky!
Fendingo.
Do I have to be in a specific place to tell the boat to get the fuck out of here?
Not really. It's kind of a magic boat. It responds to y'all's commands. So, if you order it to begin moving, it'll work.
How long does it take it to start moving?
I mean, it will commence action like once you say it, but it still has to unfurl sails and etc. So it'll probably take a round or 2 before it's fully going, but it'll start immediately.
Shitbird, get us the fuck out of here.
All right, you hear the crisp snap of sails as they spring down and ropes begin to move. Anchor starts getting unpulled, like the ship comes alive. It'll probably still be a round or 2 before you guys are fully mobile, but The ship is definitely active.
Arrow, if you want to go on this boat, you better get on this boat.
Klaus, you are quite a ways up the mountain.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I will keep descending. I've got 25 hit points. I feel like that's enough. I'm not going to waste any more potions just yet until I deem it necessary.
Okay. Oh boy. It is tentacle time. So first off, Mr. Friendly is gonna whack at his friend.
Yeah, definitely sounds like tentacle time.
Oh my god.
They call me Mr. Friendly.
God, this thing's rolling like a monster just against the other tentacle.
It is a monster.
So it's gonna whack you. And last time, Brandon, you actually did more damage, so you are getting the attack from the unfriendly tentacle.
Uh-oh.
The unfriendly tentacle. That's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's a children's book no one wants to read.
All right. That is an 8. An 8 is not going to hit you, I'm pretty sure.
That's right. Ducking and diving.
All right. So new round means things are starting to grow.
This is not looking good. This is all a bit ominous.
Arrow had better get on this boat, because I will leave his ass.
And there's a second whirlpool to boat right that you can notice beginning to form. This place is just a real... It's fucking going to hell in a handbasket, so, you know.
Yeah, what the fuck did we do this time?
Well, in a way, nothing. In a way, everything.
Sounds like us.
We made the demon horse, and it has come to consume everything. Technically speaking, this is all our fault.
All right, tentacles have gone. Wave pool has grown. Brandon Thighmaster.
Not getting clever with this. Just gonna keep punching this tentacle. 2 unarmed strikes. Boom, boom. For 18 and 22.
All right, roll up damage on those.
That is 8 and 11 for 19 total.
All right, before your eyes, Bjorg, you watch as Brandon somehow, in a way that doesn't truly make sense, sucker punches a tentacle and kind of knocks it woozy. And he swings around and he puts it in a chokehold, and he keeps choking, and he keeps cinching up, you know, trying to get that tight lock going. And then there's just an explosion of goo. And as he chokes it so tightly that he literally destroys the tentacle. It explodes.
Is he wearing a schoolgirl uniform while he's doing this?
Listen, man, it's your imagination. You pictured how you want. I'm not here to judge.
He choked the tentacle so hard it burst.
That would be...
I wonder
an
if this is a
description.
euphemism for something.
That's the money shot, listeners. You're welcome.
I feel like I'm living a very disgusting metaphor.
You feel like that every day, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's satisfying. We can end the podcast now. There's a lot of people who are just like, you know, it's not going to get better than that for them.
Okay, so there's Friendly Tentacle, and there's...
Extremely friendly tentacle.
God.
Come on, give us a goddammit.
God damn it. Alright, so is the other tentacle holding onto the boat, visibly?
No, not really. I mean, a little bit for sort of balance and whatnot, but it's not grabbing the way it was at the moment.
It has not hurt them at this point, so Bjorg is gonna just kind of go and...
it attacked you before it got changed, remember?
Oh, right. Okay, so he's gonna go over and reckless attack it again.
Yeah.
Hello, Friendly.
That magic isn't permanent. This is a good call.
Alright. Raging Greatsword with advantage. That is a 20. That is a 28.
All right, that will hit.
And then second attack, that is a 20.
Also hit.
12 and 16, so 28. Bjorg just double taps the fucker with his sword.
Bjorg, who is dripping in tentacle juice, wipes some from his eyes, knocks it from his sword, walks over to Mr. Friendly, and just cuts him clean down the middle. Just across the bias. It drops down dead. Just not taking any chance of that happening again.
Once again, welcome to the good guys. Welcome to the forces of righteousness.
Arrow of the gods.
Still nobody in range to save?
Not that you can. I guess give me a perception.
5.
Yeah. Pretty much nothing that you can spot immediately around you guys.
All right. Being that Fendigo is busy screaming, apparently he needs more saving. Arrow will turn and leap back onto the boat.
Gonna need another acrobatics.
Oh, God.
21.
All right, this time, Arrow of the Gods sails across and lands with his cape in the breeze, buffeted by the burning chains.
And he'll scream out, "Set sail, Shitberg!"
We already told it to do that.
But I do it more heroically.
Also, I rolled an 11 perception, so nobody saw your cool landing. I had something in my eye, to be fair.
Oh, all right, Fendingo.
Bjorg, are you kind of back to healthy, or are you still...
Still, that thing hit hard.
All right, then I'll go over to Bjorg and heal Bjorg. Again. Of wounds I did not inflict, I will remind all of you.
I know.
All right.
You really spoil him.
I know, right?
Not setting him on fire before.
Now 1 on the heal, so you got 6 back.
Just in this abusive relationship with the birds.
All right, Klaus, roll me a perception.
Ooh, natural 20.
That's probably a really good time for a nat 20.
That's an exquisite time for a natural 20. All right, Klaus, you strain your ears and you hear the faint jingling of sleigh bells. And you did see Big Red, attacking and helping on this festive night. Because it is still technically Ice Day, remember? All in one 24-hour period. And so you scan the heavens and you notice the Big Red kind of flying back across in your general direction. And you notice that some of the sleigh bells have been kind of knocked around and severed, and there's a chain of them hanging low enough that you think you might be able to run and grab it.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll try and do that. In the meantime, I was thinking of a name for my new ship, and I came up with Richter Lichter. Huh?
Wow.
I'm so glad we can actually hear your ship suggestions and think you're dead.
Now would be a good time to roll a 1 for perception.
All right. Yeah, I would like to go. I want to be saved by Santa.
Who doesn't?
All right, you can begin sprinting toward the sleigh on this one. When we get back around, we will see if you can make the jump.
Okay.
All right. Both of the tentacles so far are gone. Whirlpools are getting bigger, as are the shadow.
You am a writer.
Come for the fucking writer podcast, everybody. Yeah, it's getting bigger.
No good.
Not looking fun. Alrighty. But your boat is moving. That is the good news. Fendingo kicked it off, so everything is unfurled and shifting along. It's been a full round since then. Brandon Thighmaster, anything you would like to do as the ship is beginning to pull away from...
No, there's nothing to be done. We're on the move. The island is... we're once again leaving a destroyed island in our wake. I will turn a wistful glance back to the shore and say farewell, Klaus Richter. You were a brave ally. Well, really, you weren't either of those things. Farewell.
You did some of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life, but you were consistent. You were always consistent.
One more thief in hell. 'Tis a good day.
I kind of feel like we should all shit off the side of the boat. It'd be like burying him at sea. But I'm going to wait till there's no goddamn tentacles.
Honestly, Klaus, a part of me is kind of relieved you're dead. Farewell.
Okay, Bjorg.
Yeah. Bjorg is just keeping an eye on the damn shadow. Should I roll perception for that? Or?
No, it's very spottable now. You can definitely keep an eye on that thing. You can also notice the way that the waves are kind of shifting and moving as if something huge is rising.
Oh, that's not good.
Luckily, you guys have a ship that's moving, so that's better than it could have been. Silas or Arrow of the Gods.
Keep an eye out for anything to shoot.
All right, Fendingo.
How much do we know about how the ship steers, and is the ship smart enough not to steer itself into a fucking whirlpool?
Guess you'll find out.
Shitberg, steer slightly to port, but not enough that you go down the fucking whirlpool. And go faster.
All right, big money time, Klaus Richter.
All right.
You are racing across the ground and leaping to grab onto a chain. I am assuming that acrobatics gives you the best shot at that.
Sure.
Is that correct?
I would assume so. Let me check my skills real quick.
I'd be shocked if athletics is better.
Oh, no, athletics is shit. No, acrobatics is the way to go.
Okay, man. You don't have advantage, but you can do acrobatics to do it. It's a DC 15.
Boom, 22.
All right.
Yeah.
So, as the Shitberg is pulling out of port, Klaus Richter races along in an entirely different part of the mountain and leaps up, grabbing a hold of the sleigh bells of Big Red, managing to get away from the exploding demon-covered island as more and more are pouring out, flying away, perhaps to the Shitberg, perhaps not. I suppose to find out, you'll have to come back to another episode of Authors and Dragons.
Wait, before we stop, I did have another name idea for the ship. The Galleon of Seamen.
And you lose your grip and fall into the flames.
Big Greg cuts the sleigh bell and you go plummeting to your death.
I'm pretty sure that his grip is pretty sticky.
All right, folks. Well, that's going to be all.
Whoa, true. Because something important to plug. Don't know if everybody heard this the last time we talked about it. We've got something very special happening this year, and I think we should take a little bit of time to talk about that. I am, of course, talking about the Authors and Dragons Convention 2020 in Nashville.
Show some respect, Drew.
That's true.
Yeah. Fucker.
Yeah, Drew.
It's at the Inn at Opryland, August 14th to 16th. And for those of you who went to the last con, you don't need me to sell it to you. For those who didn't go to the last con,
Talk to somebody who did.
yeah, just talk to someone who survived the last one.
And we're not really sure Steve did.
Yeah. If they tell you they didn't have a good time, chances are they're lying about being there.
Oh, what sights we have to show you. But in the meantime, if you'd like to have a non-traumatic kind of information point, please do go to authorsanddragons.com/ADCon 2020, and you can learn a little bit more about the con, and if you wish, buy a ticket, book a room with our special code, which allows you a discount, or just hit us up on Facebook if you want any more information.
Would that be facebook.com/Authors and Dragons, where we run the live blog and take questions?
You know what, Drew? I believe it is, yeah.
My, how convenient.
Extremely.
Well, before we take those questions, I think you know we always like to let our Patreons cut the line, and that's why we have our Patreon Discord question thread. Rick, why don't you bring us some beauties from that pile of gems?
And because our Discord listeners are just so awesome, oddly enough, the first question from Aaron/Tiggy is, if money was no object, what one thing would you have to have at A&D Con 2020?
Oh,
that's...
I would love to do a live at the movies. the actual logistics of doing that, of getting the licensings for the movies, of getting the facilities, of the audio, of having enough people, it's such a motherfucker that money would pretty much have to be no object, but goddamn, that would be fun.
That would be nice.
Well, you're thinking small. I'm thinking if money is no object, we have the J.K. Rowling dunk tank.
Are we dunking the cocaine statue? Because I have bad news.
No, we're dunking her in cocaine.
Wait.
Wait a minute, this is a surprisingly efficient way to get that cocaine statue. Well done, Rick.
It takes significantly less cocaine.
Yeah, I was wondering
We're going
about
to take
it.
J.K. Rowling and we're going to cast her in cocaine.
Just dip her in, I don't know, PVA glue and cocaine.
I mean, it's the way most writers tried to self-destroy themselves, so it feels appropriate. Bringing it back.
I think if money was no object, it's not really relevant to the con at all, but I'd just have Bruce Campbell turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not to do like a panel or anything, just, he's kind of hanging around. That'd be nice.
For me, change of venue, it would be on my giant boat, the Galleon of Seamen.
I would just have an open bar.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that. Giant beer fountain.
Yeah, poor Drew. We're on the Galleon of Seamen with Bruce Campbell throwing throwing Harry Potter books at J.K. Rowling to dunk her in cocaine, and poor Drew is sitting there going, "Guys, why don't we do like a live authors at the movies?"
I mean, you say poor Drew. I'm still pretty happy with my
Yeah,
choice.
I think that combination is awesome.
You know what I would say? I would say go bigger. A live A&D or at the movies of a movie that's still in the theaters. A live at the movies of Cats.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Even all right, I'll take it up a notch. A movie that's still in the theater. Money's no object. We hire all the actors to come do a live stage performance and mock them as they do it.
Yeah. They're not allowed to break character or enjoy it or anything. They've just got to do the exact same performance while we laugh at how shit they are.
And we could throw shit at them.
Yeah,
Kind of the
definitely.
same thing, but since Tim Curry's still alive, we do Rocky Horror
Ooh.
Ooh.
and open bar.
Open bar. With celebrity bartender Bruce Campbell.
And a J.K. Rowling cocaine tank.
Obviously, that's the centerpiece.
Yeah, that's the central. Like you've seen
It's like fucking Jabba's palace with Han and carbonite. It's just J.K. Rowling. Wasted cocaine.
I think now we have a solid plan for A&D Con 2050.
Gonna need you people to buy a lot of Shingles books to fund this one. Oh,
Make it happen, people.
You can make it so.
balls in your court.
And leave Bob a fucking review.
Yeah. All right, Rick, you want to do another?
Sure. Oddly enough, there was a question about what would you name your own yacht, but maybe we'll skip that one since I don't know if we're gonna beat Galaxy.
Don't even want to try.
Galleon.
Nope.
Our friend Dodpool asks, what is one twist in your own books that you didn't see coming, but the story/characters stepped in and sent you down a path you didn't expect?
This feels like a spoiler thing.
It's really spoilery.
Yeah.
Not for me, because the answer's none, never. I mean,
I'll say the end of my first book, I didn't see coming until I was like 3/4 of the way through it, and then, hey, that'd be neat. So I rewrote the beginning.
Yeah, I once killed a character I really liked because we're in a situation that basically couldn't be escaped. Thought, how are they going to get out of this? And then I just depressingly realized that they weren't. And I was going to waste a perfectly good character.
Yeah, I have. Usually, I come up with the twists before a lot of other things, so it's rare that they catch me off guard.
I was saying that back in the Tome of Bill, one of my beta readers caught a typo, and then when I looked at it, and I was just like, I could fix that, or I could make that a plot point.
Man, That rivals my own laziness.
There's just one character that just consistently says "teh" instead of "the."
And watches a lot of prawn.
Yeah, I'm kind of with the camp of I'm working a little too far out to really be surprised by the twists. I kind of have to know the general plot structure going in. Like a nerd.
Nerds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm god of the world. I'm fucking in charge. So,
Such confidence.
Indeed. Oh, it looks like we have one more question here. It's from Drew H. of Dallas. Hey guys, what did you think of the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths? Because holy fucking shit!
his name is Marv.
First off, spoilers if you didn't watch it.
I haven't seen it.
I don't even know what this is.
I mean, I've just said I don't think holy fucking shit is spoilers.
Unless that was like what Superman said at the end of it.
Superman pulls a Klaus and takes a dome. Universe. That would be a twist we would not see coming.
Yeah, you see, this is why I don't like to plan out in advance. You know, you've got to leave these things on the table.
Yeah. Oh. All right, without getting spoilery, just a masterclass in fan service, would that be a good way to put it? In a good way?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that it's a better example of fan service than Rise of Skywalker. And Rise of Skywalker was pretty fan servicey.
It's fan service, but in a way that serves the story. Because the choices they made do still work to create a richer world and a better plot overall.
And solves a couple of problems that they've had since close to the beginning of the universe. So,
And unlike Rise of Skywalker, probably doesn't piss off half the fandom.
Are you trying to tell me that DC have finally solved their DC problem?
Well,
No.
let's see a few successful movies first. And
DC TV has always been consistently better than a lot of what else is out there.
yeah.
I think I would go so far as to say that DC TV has been consistently better than the MCU TV.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's not a high bar, though.
yeah, you're not reaching there. DC TV is really good because it's got one person running it.
It also has Legends of Tomorrow, which lifts everything by like several degrees.
Geoff Jones is good. I like
So you're trying to tell me that having a consistent creative vision rather than just scrambling for whatever trend is popular and hoping for the best actually works?
They got 6 seasons of Arrow.
I am surprised.
We'll have to give it another decade or so, and then maybe we'll try it with a movie.
Yeah.
Need a
It's
palate
weird to
cleanser.
think about how different of a show this world started with. Like, watch first season Arrow again.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Wildly different than where we are now.
First season Arrow was basically kind of trying to do Christopher Nolan, but with Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
But super
good, yeah.
bleak.
I remember the first episode watching it going, okay, this is going to be like, continuation of Smallville. Something you'd like snap somebody's neck, and I'm just like, I guess not.
Suppose that was the bar for the time, yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching that and thinking, "Fuck, Cormac McCarthy does superheroes? When did that happen?"
It was very in line with the Longbow Hunters stuff.
Yes.
First season Arrow was very Mike Grell.
Anyway, we don't have to keep. We might go into this next week on Side Quest, depending on how things play out. But just bore mentioning. Holy shit, man! if you're kind of half following that and you skipped out at the ending, who gives a shit about the main plot, man? It's worth it for all the connective tissue.
I'm curious to do a side quest on it because I really want to know what like Bevan's opinion on it is.
I've never heard of this show. I don't know what this is.
Don't ruin the side quest.
Well, sorry.
Spoilers,
Don't
dude.
ruin the surprise.
Well, while we ruminate on that, Joe, why don't you take us over to the Facebook and take a few questions from our folks over there?
All right, so let's see here. What the fuck?
Oh Jesus!
Read that one.
start.
You know what? You know what? Our friend Rachel says if you had a choice between a blanket made of link or pancakes made of quinoa, what is the square root of 81? What the fuck?
Go back to bed, Rachel. You're sick.
See? I'm definitely not going to be the highest in any room of writers.
Square root of 81 is 9.
Fucking math. I hate it. Okay, our friend Jessica says, I recall Steve and Joe making some anime and manga references in the past. For those of you who enjoy the Japanese art form, do you have a favorite movie and or series?
I used to write a
P.S. You guys are awesome.
blog series about the new ones that came out. Way to not follow the old stuff. I'm kidding. Jesus Christ.
We did a whole, didn't we do a whole mimic on manga and anime?
I think we may have done a mimic or a side quest, yeah. So, if you're not signed up to the Patreon, this is what you're missing out on.
Well, I'm still going to throw mine in the ring. Movie or show, Revolutionary Girl Utena. Movie, Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Obviously I love My Hero Academia and stuff, but probably like what makes me the most sentimental for anime, because to like date myself here, my first experience with anime was literally watching bootleg Rurouni Kenshin episodes on VHS. So that show has a special place in my heart.
I'm basically a bit of a normie when it comes to anime. I think all the kind of late 90s, early aughts classics, Cowboy Bebop and fucking... anything that was on CNX I was really into, but I kind of want to start to get into the more recent stuff, in particular more of the comedy stuff rather than the action-based things, because I want to have something to watch with my daughter. And I keep on seeing clips on YouTube, and a lot of it looks fucking hilarious, and I'm interested to get into that. So if anyone has any recommendations, please do hit me up.
Yeah.
Well, good news, Steve, because I'm literally coming at you with the good shit from this season.
Way.
I follow it still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna go the Joe route, because there are some like from my older days that really stuck with me. But ever since Drew mentioned like the English dub of Ghost Story, I watched the entire 20 episodes on Crunchyroll, and it is fucking hilarious. It is just the most wrong thing, but goddamn, it is funny.
I'll have to check that out.
All right. So for stuff that I've been watching recently that is pretty good, this season there's only like 2 or 3 episodes to go on for the winter, so some of it's a little bit guessy. My favorite one for this one is In/Spectre. Which is this sort of...
Oh, you've heard of that?
Oh, it's weird. It's like a lot of conversation and demon and like a little bit of action, but like the main protagonist is this just wildly nuts fun character who I really enjoy. It's really good so far. It's only 2 episodes deep, but hopefully it stays good. From last season, the big ones I would rattle off were... oh my god, what's the... Orisuki, I'm probably pronouncing all of these wrong, I'm just going to say that up front. Are You the Only One Who Loves Me? Is a real fun twist on rom-com stuff where they know the genre tropes and they are not just playing with them, they're playing through them. Like, the first half of the first episode is the guy pretending to be an unaware self-protagonist, and then when it all starts going wrong, he starts screaming at himself like, no, I was doing all this right! This is how it's supposed to go. So it's a very making fun of itself. I was going to say, Steve, if you want a good like comedy one, that was a nice one. It ends a little weak, unfortunately, but it's still a pretty good one. My top pick of the last season would absolutely be Welcome to Demon School Arumakun, which just feels like a fun like 80s blast style anime. It's light. It's really focused on humor and gags and just a very positive, optimistic tone. It's sort of like if you smashed the old Rosario Cross and Defrags together. And I realize that to everybody else on this podcast, I'm speaking gibberish at this point, but I also know there's some deep cut motherfuckers out there who are like, oh yeah, I'm into that.
I have no idea what you said for the last 3 minutes.
I need recommendations because I thought I could like sit my kids down and say, all right, kids, we're going to watch Becky. But they'd probably call the authorities, and they'd probably be right to do so. I've raised them well.
I'd go the Welcome to Demon School one. It's solid, fun, light so far, pretty good.
I do My Hero Academia because, one, it's the only anime that I've actually watched, and two, it's really good, and kids would... There's nothing like Baki in it.
Yeah, my daughter is all into that.
It's very good.
What, Baki?
No.
No, his daughter is not all into Baki. Jesus.
I think if there's any,
damn
like,
it.
12-year-old girl out there who's into Baki, she's got some problems.
I feel like I really want Steve to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because...
Who is JoJo?
My it's ridiculous. It's truly ridiculous. Now, it's one of those things that people are either going to like or hate. But its charms were exerted on me when they introduced a character named Mr. Robert O. Speedwagon. So, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Our friend Chris says, "What is the book genre you never want to write?" Sci-fi, harem, lit RPG, thriller, etc.
That one.
Sci-fi, I think. Real, true, crunchy sci-fi. It's the exacting standards of what that audience expects from that genre are very well known. It's a very high bar. It's, to people who can write it and who can put in the research and craft that level of complexity and depth and consistency, more power to you. Like, it's amazing that you can create that. That's not how I like to go, and I think it would be much more work than joy for me to ever try and mess with that.
I'm writing a sci-fi myself at a minute, and what I keep on tripping up on is as soon as you take away the crutch of magic from something, it becomes a lot more difficult to do the fantastical.
I mean, there's a lot of things I don't want to write, but I would say, put a gun to my head, like anything like heavy drama.
That was going to be mine.
Yeah, I mean, because I write to entertain and not depress the shit out of people.
We are the same person.
For me, it's probably like historical fiction. That kind of really deep, red badge of courage kind of historical stuff. I'm not interested in that. I'll write sci-fi. I just make it space opera and don't give a fuck about the science.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that either, but what Rick was saying rings true with me. It's just, I am going to put some dick jokes in whatever I write, and that's just not going to work with serious drama.
Yeah, if you want us to mock serious drama, we're there,
Yeah, absolutely.
Like perhaps in Sense and Sensibility and Sasquatch.
Perhaps.
There might be a few, horse dick jokes in there.
To be honest, I'd love to be able to write in a popular genre. If you look at the sales figures for, I think it's romance, crime, and non-genre, that's what people are buying. And, romance and crime. And unless it's hilariously romantic or ridiculously criminal, I'm not interested. I think they kind of fall under, your guys' opinions about serious drama. I just don't think I could write in those genres without mocking them. Non-genre I'd like to give a go because that's kind of very broad and open. You can be.
What is non-genre?
Well, that's people call it literary fiction, don't they? Because they want to sound fucking pretentious.
That's the shit where nothing happens.
Yeah, but
here's one. What book of yours would you try to sell as non-genre if you had to? You're like, this is my high literature.
Take away high literature because I've read non-genre that is a load of wank and not very good. And, I've read genre stuff that's very literary, as I would choose to interpret the term literary. So that's why I call it non-genre.
I think I could probably make the case that The Chosen is non-genre, which was my first novel. And while it features biblical characters that are still living today, I think that I could, with enough alcohol, I could spin it to claim that all of that is allegorical and that they're really just normal people and that it's all just a a pastiche of fantasy on a literary novel about making decisions.
Yeah, I was going to say similar. I would take something like Demon Load and just tell people it's a scathing commentary on on contemporary society or something like that.
I think that book actually works like that really well.
I've never figured out the genre for Pairs and Perils anyway, so I might as well just call it non-genre.
There you go.
Some of the stuff that none of us make any fucking money on, we may as well call it non-genre because it's non-selling.
Hey, there's Pairs.
That's it. I think next year we repackage singles as literary fiction.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get right on that.
Change the covers to just plain text and
With like a curly Q font.
The shitty knockoff leather ones of all like the classics in Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
We get versions of those.
it came from my butthole.
But like buttholes in super heavy
Yeah.
italic like cursive, so it's hard to make out.
Today on Masterpiece Theater, the ghost of Hooker Alley.
It's ironic, you Philistines.
God, if we ever do somehow succeed and get our hands on millions of dollars, I definitely want to do a Tales from the Crypt style Shingles anthology series with a very proper monster who introduces everything. Hello there, gentlemen.
Hello, I'm Sir Patrick Stewart, and
I'm the corpse of Sir Patrick Stewart.
No, it'll be the. You guys saw Your Highness, right?
No.
No? Oh shit, Drew, watch that.
I saw it.
All right, you remember the wise wizard?
Yes, the one that's always on.
Yeah, the one who tries to get them to jerk him off. Anyway, he could be our monster.
Did you write Klaus into a movie?
This is definitely a Klaus movie. Watch this, Drew. Your Highness.
That sounds like a good at the movies candidate.
No.
Oh no!
No, because we would just be sitting there enjoying it. It's a
too
wonderful
good.
movie. I love it.
Gotcha.
I might be watching it tonight because
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard a lot of reviews of that movie. Yours is the first of this caliber.
I love it. It is everything I wanted in a movie.
Our listeners, if you would like us to do Your Highness on At the Movies, let us know in the Facebook comments. We do take requests. I mean, we want to create things that you want to listen to. That is how this works.
I might skip that one and watch it on my own while you guys are watching it.
Well, we'll put Bevan on, but he's on mute, and we all just shit talk him for liking the movie the whole time.
It might be good. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
We could watch Bevan watching the movie and ATM that.
You'd just be watching the movie. I'm not going to talk to it.
No, we'll be watching you through your webcam. Watching the movie.
All right, this is starting to get real specific, Steve.
Look, I know what the people want.
All right, folks. I think that is going to do it for this week of Authors and Dragons. We'll be back next week with a side quest, and then in 2 with another game. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Welcome to the good guys, motherfucker.